Hello, everybody. Last time I tried to do a how-to, all my tech failed, and I was left with the trusty giant post-it note, which I feel like I am dressed like today, not intentional. I got loads of comments to say, actually, it's quite nice to see some things that are a bit less sort of slick. Not that anything we do is particularly slick, but I think generally, there's lots of slick things out there. So I'm taking that feedback and I'm running with it, and I'm sticking with the giant yellow Post-its. And so today I would like to talk to you about growing your grit and how that is really, really useful for making sure that you stick at what you start. So we're going to deconstruct grit and then talk about how you practically add that to the goals that you want to go after. So obviously, first thing that's going to go in the middle of our giant post-it note is a goal. Like, you need a goal to go after. Without a goal, what are we applying our grit to? So, you work out what goals you want to go after. It could be a learning goal, could be an impact goal, could be a relationship goal. It's your choice. All I would say on the point of goals, I always remember what James Clear says about the best goals are really tied to your identity and not an outcome. So it's not just I would like to read a book a month, for example, which is an outcome-based goal. It's more of an identity-based goal, which is I want to become a more curious learner, and in order to do that, I'm going to read more books. But you basically attach your goal to the identity, because we're less likely to let that go. And if it's just a task outcome based one, then when things get hard or busy, we're more likely to move that to one side. So start with your goal, but maybe just think about the identity, sort of the reason why it's so important to you. Now we are going to grow some grit. There are 4 things that grow our grit. So I am going to create a little grid around our goal, and we're going to work each one through. So the first one is purpose. And we kind of touch on this really with the identity point that I just mentioned. So you need to have a why behind what you want to do. Why does this matter to you? Without the why, we are much more likely to let this thing go. Whereas if we connect to why it matters to us, why it feels meaningful, then that sort of identity and importance means that we're more likely to stick at what we start. So that's the first thing, work out why this goal matters to you. Second thing that is really important is to think about what is going to kind of make you feel positive about this. I always try and think about like moments along the way that are going to make me really happy. Now, the reason this is important is because going after this goal probably isn't easy. It's going to be competing with other things that are important, with things that other people want you to do, because if it was easy, you would probably be already doing it. So actually having some things to focus on that make you feel happy, some moments that you are likely to come to in the future that you're going to feel really excited about, is a way that you can sort of connect your motivation to this thing that you want to go after. So think about sort of 3 moments that make you happy that are connected to this goal that you're going after. So if one of my goals, for example, is the new book that we're launching next year, goals that might make me happy are like recording the audio. I really love recording the audio book. It's always really funny. It's a moment I really look forward to doing with Sarah. It's a little bit random, but that would go on like a moment that I'm looking forward to. And it'll keep you positive. Also, a book launch. I love a party. So that's going to go in the things that keep you positive. But having those things in mind help you when it feels hard. Third thing, people. Doing this thing on your own is going to be really hard. So you need to make sure you've got the right people around you. Now, specifically, supporters and sponsors. Supporters are the people that will build your belief. Could be an accountability partner, so someone that's going to kind of keep you on this thing. Sponsors are people that are going to help you take your worth further. They might open some doors for your development, might make some introductions, provide you with a bit of access. So those kind of people will often increase the impact of your work. The supporters are the ones that I kind of keep you connected to what you're doing, but you need both supporters and sponsors. So make sure that you've got at least one of each. I would suggest more supporters focus on one particular sponsor. We've got a podcast on sponsorship if you've not come across that before. Last but not least, progress. So this thing that you're trying to do, progress, is, between where you are now. If you think of where you are now as like A and where you want to get to as Z, that can feel too far away. Like Z can feel really far away. And so, that could be 3 months. Or for me, for example, with the book, that's February next year. It's quite a long way. And so you need some milestones between now and then, between A and Z, because milestones feel more achievable. They're often closer to where you are today. And when you tick that off, it gives you a sense of achievement. And that sense of achievement is motivating. It creates momentum. So you want to be able to see your progress, so the bits between A and Z, and then you want to celebrate it, because when you celebrate it, when you acknowledge the work that you've done well, it creates that momentum, motivation that makes us want to do more. So this is basically your little grit grid, really. Goal in the center, making sure we've got the purpose, the positivity, the people, and we've got a sense of progress. And if you plan your goal with grit in mind, you are much more likely to stick at what you start. So I hope that has been helpful. I would love your feedback on these Helen's how-tos. Just email me, helen@amazingif.com.